7 years have passed since Pallavi Kamat lost her husband, but she still has to make rounds to claim the dividend on shares bought by her husband. Mr. Kamat had not completed the nomination process of the Demat account, and Pallavi is still paying for her husband's delay. You cannot withdraw money from Demat account if the account holder has not made somebody the nominee. To transfer the shares, Pallavi had to open a Demat account. She had to pay legal charges and lawyers' fees also. Altogether, it took her 2 years to complete the entire process. After spending about 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees, she had to submit documents like succession certificate, affidavit, proof of relation, etc. Only then she was able to transfer the shares. During these 2 years, the dividend got deposited in the escrow account of the company. Now, to claim the dividend, Pallavi had to approach each company and do all the paperwork. The question is, why is nominee necessary? While making any kind of investment or opening a bank account, file the nomination column carefully. If the nominee is not to be filled, then you will have to fill out the opt-out form and then inform that you do not want to appoint a nominee. In the absence of nominee, the family members have to face lot of difficulties in making claim. These days, all the banks and financial institutions insist on filing the nominee details, but many times people postpone it. Don't do this at all. Harshvardhan Rangta, CFP Rangta Securities says that apart from filing nomination details, the other important things is to keep the nominee details updated. For example, if the nominee you have made passes away, then don't forget to change the name of the nominee. It is also necessary to update the nominee details. Even when a couple has made each other nominee and get divorced later on, you have all the rights to change the nominee frequently in your documents. Is the nominee the only legal heir? According to the laws, the nominee is not the heir. Nominee is only the caretaker. It is the responsibility of the nominee to hand over the money to the legal heir. But in many cases, the nominee and the legal heir can be same. As in Insurance and Employee Provident Fund, that is EPF, the nominee is the successor. Now, where is it necessary to have a nominee? Rules of nominee may differ in different investment instruments. Let us understand. Now let's start with insurance. Beneficial nominee rule is applicable in insurance. It is mandatory to enter nominee details while buying a life insurance policy. There can be more than one nominee in one insurance policy. You can make parents, spouse, or children your nominee. In case of life insurance, it is better to make your legal heir the nominee. Now, let's look at savings account and FD. The rules of Reserve Bank of India are clear on this matter. You can also nominate a relative or a friend, but the nominee is only the trustee. After the death of the primary holder, all the money will definitely go to the nominee, but legal heir has the right over this money. In case of the joint account, the second holder has the upper hand as compared to the nominee. Now let's look at the Demat account. Multiple nominees can be made in a Demat account. 3 people can be nominated in this account and it will have to be decided in advance. After October 21, 2021, it has been made mandatory to file nomination details in all new Demat accounts. SEBI has also ordered all previous holders to file nomination details in their Demat account. Now let's look at mutual fund. Like Demat, more than one nominee can be made in mutual funds too. If a nominee has to be paid a higher share from the accumulated amount, then it has to be mentioned in the form. Now let's look at Employee Provident Fund. In EPF account, you can make only your family members as nominees. God forbid, if something happens to you, the nominee will get all the money. More than one family member can be made nominees in the EPF. You can decide in what ratio. The EPF amount will be divided among the nominees. So, Money9 suggests everything is fine while opening a bank account or Demat account. We will see later what is the hurry to register a nominee. What's going to happen to me? Ask yourself just the questions opposite to this. Ask yourself, what if something happens to me? After you pass away, what is the use of the investments if your family members don't get the money? If the formality of nomination is not completed, the family has to make rounds of the court for acquiring many types of documents. So, keep the nomination process complete. Keep updating it from time to time.